What's up, guys? It's Mike Will from the California Duelist Association, and today I'm going to be bringing you my Cosmos deck profile for the September 2016 ban list that just dropped a couple days ago. Cosmos took a hit, Dark Destroyer got hit to 1, E-Telly got hit to 1, but you know what? It's all good, baby. Still really good deck, really consistent still. They gave us triple E-Telly now, which gives us a little bit more speed, and another card I'm going to show you later. Just really powerful deck still. The only thing is you won't be able to flow down into a pilot off a Dark Destroyer and then drop another Dark Destroyer and proceed to OTK that way. But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other OTKs that people will figure out with this deck. This deck is still very much alive. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. First, I play the one Cosmo Dark Destroyer. Just the boss monster of the deck. Everyone knows what Dank Daddy does. You got to run the one of. And yeah, that doesn't really need any explaining. Next, you run the 3 Slip Rider. You run the 3 Slip Rider because you can pop your Cosmo Town to search out your Dark Destroyer, and it's really important in this build since you only run the one Dark Destroyer. And Dark Destroyer sort of just key in your combos. And Slip Rider also lets you make Cyber Infinity, which is like the best card in the extra deck, and a lot of times it'll just win you games outright. So you definitely want to play 3 Slip Rider. Next, I play 2 Eclipser. Now, before this, I wasn't running Eclipser, but I feel like Eclipser is very relevant now because Dark Destroyer got hit to 1, and he's just another 3K beater that can't be targeted. Now, given the fact that he doesn't float down into a smaller ship when he's destroyed is kind of bad, but it's still really good. Still up, you still don't minus when he gets destroyed. You still get to add off it, and you can even add your Dark Destroyer, so it's really good. You really run him because he's untargetable and he's a 3K beater, and that really helps when you're going against decks like Blue Eyes where you have to have these beaters to beat over their Blue Eyes monsters. Next, I play 2 Forerunner. I bumped this card up to 2 because, like I said, it's an untargetable ship, and this is just another ship like Slip Rider that when it's destroyed, it floats down into a pilot, and it will help you proceed to OTK your opponent if you draw the right cards. So double Forerunner for sure, and yeah. Next, I play the 1 Landwalker because it's just really good. Landwalker just helps you protect your Cosmos when they're on board. It helps you search out your Dark Destroyer. Say they want to just run over your Dark Lady. You pop your Cosmo Town instead, search out a Dark Destroyer, and then you gain advantage from there. So the 1 Landwalker is just a really good card. That's it for the ships. Yeah, that's it for the ships. On to the pilots, I run 2 Dark Lady. Dark Lady is just a really powerful card. A lot of people run her at 1. I feel like 2 is really good. Just being able to negate, and the biggest problem with this card last format was Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, Ether Return or Erebus Return, and you couldn't negate the Monarch effect because it would be Chainlink 1. So that's no longer an issue with her, and I feel like that just makes her really powerful. So definitely a 2 of, in my opinion. Yeah. On to the next one. My favorite pilot in the deck, 3 Strawman. I feel like Strawman's really powerful, especially in this build when you're going to need to recycle your Dark Destroyer over and over again from the Banish Zone. I feel like Strawman's more relevant than Tin Can, in my opinion, just because, like I said, you play triple Allure now. So when you Allure Darkness into a, you got to banish your Dark Destroyer, or you got to banish your Dark Lady, or you got to banish your Eclipsers, you can just summon Strawman. Strawman will pay 500 to special summon the Dark Destroyer from the Banish Zone, and he'll float down into a Tin Can on end phase, and you'll end up +1 off that. So I just feel like Strawman is really broken, and he should be ran at 3. Next, I play 2 Sword Trooper. Sword Trooper is just a really good level 3 monster in this deck. Just helps you get back your pilots to hit grave, and you just go off from there. And for those of you who know about the Fire King variant, you guys know how broken Sword Trooper is. So definitely a 2 of, in my opinion. Next, I play 2 Tin Can. Tin Can's still really broken. You could bump this up to 3 if you want. I feel like, in my opinion, like I said, Strawman is the better card. But Tin Can's definitely really good. I know a lot of Demise Cosmos run 3. So, I mean, if that's the deck you like to play, then more power to you. But I feel like 2 Tin Can is the perfect number. And then rounding off the last pilot is Farm Girl. I had a lot of conflicting emotions with this card. I feel like it wasn't relevant really because of the Dark Destroyer OTK. Once you use Dark Destroyer, you really can't search Dark Destroyer and then proceed to OTK, but I figure it's just really good because you still run the one E-Telly and it still just puts a lot of damage on board when you drop it, and depending on what time you draw it or drop it, it's still pushing for game. And then for the hand traps, I play 2 Max C because I can only play 2 Max C. I really don't understand why they hit this card. Just seems like counterproductive to me, but you play the 2 Max C. Okay, on to the spells. I play 3 Cosmotown, of course. A lot of people thought this card was going to get hit, myself included. Really glad it didn't, though, because without this card, this deck is definitely dead. And this card is single-handedly the reason this deck is still playable, because it's at 3. So you definitely want to run 3 Cosmotown and 3 Terraforming to search it out, because you need this card turn 1, turn 2. You need it very early game. So yeah, 3 Cosmotown, 3 Terraforming. Next, I play Triple Allure of Darkness. Triple Allure of Darkness in this deck is basically Triple Pot of Greed. So you run it, you activate it, you banish your monster, and then you get it back with Cosmotown, and it just makes it really broken. So 3 Allure of Darkness, you run a lot of dark targets in this deck. Next, I play this crazy tech choice, Gold Sarcophagus. This card is at 3. Only reason I'm not playing 3 is because I couldn't find room for it in this list. I would have liked to test it at 3, but I feel like 2 is really consistent. Basically, this card is a Rhoda in this deck. You banish your Dark Destroyer, and then you Cosmotown it back to hand. It's just really, really good. I just like it. So 2 Gold Sarc for the Rhoda play. All right, and then for the one-ofs, you have E-Telly. Just really broken. You already know what that does. And Upstart Goblin for the 39 card deck. Onto the traps, pretty basic. I play 3 Cosmojo and 3 Call the Haunted. Don't need to explain what those do. All right, onto the extra deck. Extra deck is pretty standard. A lot of these cards you don't make, but we'll just go into them anyways. Herald, because you play the Straw Man, and if your Dark Destroyer somehow ends up in grave, you can always add it back to hand. 2 Leviair, and your cards are always getting banished, so double Leviair. Break Sword, because it's Break Sword. Grand Pulse, just clear back row. Giga Brilliant is that push for game. Dante for the Reapers. I still feel like Burning Abyss is going to be a really prominent deck this format. Hitting Seer to 1 hurts the deck, but the fact that they didn't touch Dante still makes the deck really good. PK Fire is going to be very good, so I still run the 1 Dante for the Ghost Reapers. And onto the rank 5s, I have Durandal, Pallades, and for the Pallades, M7, and then you have Volcasaurus. I never make this card, but when you do, you usually win if you make it at the right time. So there's that. And then of course Nova and Infinity, rounding off the 5 and 6s. Just a really busted card. You'd be surprised how easily the deck makes it. So definitely worth running. And then for the rank 7s, I run Big Eye and Dracosac. I never make Dracosac, and I rarely make Big Eye, but when I do, it's really good. The reason you run these is because you run the double Forerunner, and you'd be surprised how often that comes up. So Big Eye is just a really good card. Onto the side deck, I kind of just threw this together. This is 3 Cherries, of course, for the BA matchup. 2 Flying Sea, Burning Abyss, Pendulums, Veilers for Blue Eyes, of course, is a really good deck. Spaces or Twin Twisters. I obviously don't have Twin Twisters, otherwise I'd be running Twin Twister, but definitely 2 of, in my opinion. Dark Hole Regeki for Majesty Fiends and Vanity's Fiends, because you lose to those cards. And then these are anti-spell fragrances. You want to run 3 in the side deck. Sorry for the proxies, guys. I don't have this card right now, but you definitely want to either main 3 or side 3. Main 3 if you can find room for it, but honestly, I think you're okay if you side it. And then the 1 Vanities to round it off, because it's Vanities. Alright guys, well that was my Cosmo deck profile for the September 2016 ban list. Leave me a comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Give this video a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Share this so everyone else can see it. And yeah, thanks for watching. This is Mike Will from the California Duelist Association, the CDA, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take it easy. Peace.